Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video we will discuss 10 things that you probably didn't know originated in Philadelphia. Number 10. Iceberg lettuce. In a plot twist no one saw coming, the land of cheesesteaks and hoagies is responsible for cultivating the vegetable that would revolutionize the salad. Developed by the Burpee Seed Company headquartered in North Philadelphia, the first head of iceberg lettuce appeared in 1894. It is still the most popular type of lettuce grown in the United States, comprising 70% of the total lettuce output. Number 9. Bose radios. Though the Bose company was officially established in Massachusetts, its founder was from Philadelphia. Abington High School grad Amar Bose began his electrical engineering career as a teenager, repairing radios in his basement. Bose said, "At 13, I realized that I could fix anything electronic. It was amazing. I could just do it. I started a business repairing radios. It grew to be one of the largest in Philadelphia." Number 8. Mass market amphetamines. In 1933, Philadelphia drug companies Smith, Kline, and French produced the first amphetamine pharmaceutical, Benzedrine. Considered a drug without a disease, SKF initially sold it as an over-the-counter decongestant nasal spray. But, wanting to increase profits, they began to market it as a cure for depression and obesity. When World War II rolled around, SKF provided the U.S. military with over 500 million amphetamine pills. It's believed that 10 to 15% of the soldiers were given Benzedrine during the war. By the 1960s, however, people began to realize the dangers of amphetamine addiction, and it was no longer allowed to be purchased over the counter. Instead, it's prescribed to children. Benzedrine learned to walk so that Adderall could run. Number 7. The city of Dallas. Or as I like to say, Dale Ass. Little known to Cowboys fans, their beloved city was named after a Philadelphian. 58th mayor of Philly and 11th vice president of the United States, George Mifflin Dallas served under the Polk administration. During his time in office, the great state of Texas became the 28th to join the Union. Curiously, the only dissenting vote against the annexation of Texas was from Richard Batch Jr., Dallas' brother-in-law. Batch had stolen money while serving as Philadelphia postmaster. He left his wife Sophia Burrell Dallas and their 9 children in order to flee to Texas. It's believed he voted against annexation to spite his estranged family. Joke's on him because the third largest city in Texas is now named after them. Number 6. Hair straighteners. In 1920, Philadelphia inventor Walter Sammons received the first patent for a hot comb. Hot combs had been around for years, particularly in the black community, but it wasn't until Sammons' invention did they become safer and more easier to use. Outlined in the patent, Sammons stated, "Other devices of the nature when placed in other than very experienced hands have resulted in irreparable damage to the hair and not infrequently injury to the hands of the user." By adding a thermometer and insulating the handle from the comb, Sammons achieved a more usable straightener for the average person. Number 5. Pencils with erasers attached. With perhaps the sexiest name of any inventor ever, Hyman Lipman received a patent for this invention in 1958. He sold it to Joseph Reckendorfer in 1862 for $100,000. Unfortunately, however, the patent was revoked in 1875 when the Supreme Court ruled it invalid as it was a combination of two already existing things with no new use. Number 4. Mr. Softy. Did you know there is a YouTube video that plays the Mr. Softy theme song for 12 hours straight? Did you know they use it to torture political prisoners in China? Just kidding. Anyway, the Mr. Softy company was founded in Philadelphia in 1956 by the Conway brothers. Philadelphia adman Les Waz wrote the jingle. As one of the largest soft-served ice cream companies in the country, there are over 300 franchises in 18 states across the U.S. Number 3. Pep Boys. Founded in West Philadelphia in 1921, Emanuel Rosenfeld, Maurice Strauss, and Graham Jackson originally named their company Pep Auto Supply. Within a few years, however, they renamed it to the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo and Jack. By 1936, Pep Boys had expanded to the West Coast, opening 11 stores in California. Less than 10 years later, the company went public with Manny serving as their first corporate president. And now 100 years later, Pep Boys is still going strong with over 9,000 service stations in 35 states. Number 2. Barcodes. The advent of the barcode began in 1948 when the owner of the Philly-based supermarket chain Food Fair approached the dean of Drexel, begging for a solution to the long line problem at his stores. Although Drexel couldn't do anything officially for him, Recent graduate Bernard Silver overheard the conversation and brought the dilemma to fellow grad, Joe Woodland. Woodland began to brainstorm and eventually came up with a solution as he sat on a beach in Miami, drawing the first prototype in the sand. Inspired by the Morse code and sound film, Woodland filed for a patent in 1952. Bernard Silver created the electronic decoder for the barcodes to scan. Several companies passed their patent around before RCA finally instituted the process in 1974 at a grocery store in Troy, Ohio. A packet of Wrigley gum was the first product ever scanned. And Wrigley might be a Chicago brand, but the man himself was from Philadelphia. Number 1. Tylenol. In 1955, McNeil Laboratories introduced Tylenol Elixir for children, the first ever aspirin-free pain reliever. Established in 1879, McNeil originated as a pharmacy at Howard and York Streets in Kensington. As they expanded during the 20th century, they added a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant at 17th and Cambria in North Philadelphia. But like all small, local corporations, they were bought out by big pharma giant Johnson & Johnson in 1959. They moved the company to a new headquarters in Fort Washington where they still operate today. If you liked this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe. If there's any topic you'd like to hear more about, please let me know in comments. I am open to all suggestions. Thank you for your patronage.